Good morning and good afternoon, everyone, wherever you are around the world. Thank you so much for really joining us today. And we are going to talk about unboxing the life of an engineer over here. Now, in my country in Singapore, my name is Mark Lim. I'm actually based in Singapore, and today we have Henriette and Ahmad who will be joining us on the call today. All right. Henriette is actually from Norway. She's currently in Oslo at the moment, and she's our technical manager um, at the Radisson Blue Hotel at the Oslo airport. And then we have Ahmad currently in Cape Town, and he's our chief engineer overseeing the Radisson Blue Cape Town as well as the Radisson Red at the moment. And I think the both of them have very good engineering experience. We will be able to share with you much more later on. But I think first off, I just want to say that, engineering has always have a place in my heart. All right. In my country in Singapore, our founding father Lee Kuan Yew always says, everything must work. The gas, water must work, electricity must work, everything must work. If there is nothing that is working, I would like to know why. So I guess our colleagues over here, Henriette and Ahmad, will know why, all right? So on things, why do things work and why things do not work over here, all right? But more importantly, we want to talk about having a career in engineering. What does it mean in Radisson, and what does it mean to work in a hospitality firm over here? All right. So once again, I just want to share with everyone that you may actually there is a Q&A session. You might actually want to use the Q&A um, instructions and type some of your questions over there and use the chat feature and submit your questions throughout the session. Okay. I will actually read out the questions towards the end of the Q&A time. So we really want to have your engagement as we talk to Henry and Ahmad to find out more about their lives working in Radisson. Okay. So here we go. First off, maybe could we have both Ahmad and Hendrik to share how is the role of engineering in hospitality different from similar roles in other industries? Maybe Ahmad would like to share much more insights for us, please.
Hello, everybody. So I would say in hospitality, the elevated interactions that you have with people is a little bit different to some of the other engineering sectors. You get to deal with a lot more of your clients directly. They can also easily see what the work you've done, what you're busy with. You always need to keep them in mind, put the guest first. You can't just go into an area, do what you want. You always need to keep in mind what you do and how you do it. And I think that is a big difference to a lot of the other engineering sectors where you kind of work with a project manager, you work with the contractors directly, but you don't always work with the client as close as you do with in hospitality.
Mm. Fantastic, fantastic. Henry, what do you think?
I do agree with the Arman here, and I feel like it's different because we always have focus on guest experiences. We have to prioritize how our work affects the guest experience. Also, you will be exposed to interdisciplinary knowledge, which is electrical, mechanical, security systems, ventilation, district heating and cooling, construction work, repairs. Not just one area of expertise, but general engineering matters across the hotel. And also the most important, making sure the guests always feel taken care of in terms of security.
Yeah, that's one very good point that you made over here, Henry. You were mentioning about guest experiences. Have you actually received a direct compliment from your guests for a job well done?
Yes, I have. So, for example, when I'm helping guests in the rooms with small problems or bigger issues, I got a lot of compliments where they are saying that I'm good at what I'm doing. and guests are really thankful for showing up, interacting with them, and finding solutions. Also showing that you care about their well-being. And a lot of guests have asked me about my role, which I answer technical manager. And they told me they think it's really encouraging and cool that I'm advancing in male-dominated field and to keep up my good work.
Yeah, I think you mentioned important point. So the kind of a male domination field, we just keep it from there. I think we'll go through later on, and as we go along with the
Yeah.
session. But what's a typical day like for you as an engineer at in the Radisson Hotel, especially in the Oslo airport, Henrik? Maybe you could share a little bit on that.
Yes, I can. So simple and easy. I like to have a routine when I get there in the morning. I always come to work at 7:30 with a yes I can spirit and a cup of coffee, starting the day off behind the desk to gain overview and what the day might hold and plan my day the best I can. Then some minutes later, you probably see me running off to fix something, helping my colleagues, ordering services, greet and guide inspection technicians from companies collaborating with Radisson Hotel Group, or helping guests with technical issues or some questions.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Thanks for sharing, Henriette. Ahmad, I think previously you did mention that some of the projects that you're actually doing. So, what about yourself? What are some of the projects or issues that you typically handle on a daily basis?
Yeah, so my day, I think in general in hospitality, all the engineers start the same way off, see the day, plan it, make sure everybody has something to do in your team. And then at the Red, we've got a couple of refurbs coming up because the Red in Cape Town was one of the first. So there's a lot of changes that has happened throughout the years since Red has started. So there's a lot of meetings and a lot of design meetings that goes into that, and it's exciting to see all the changes and all the things that has been updated to get where we are today with the Red brand, because it's fairly new with Radisson. So it's exciting to see them evolve and all the fun stuff that goes with it. And then we at Radisson Blue, we're currently busy working on converting the Radisson Blue to a Radisson Collection, which is one of Radisson's luxury brands, which is also exciting to be part of that because you can see the differences between the two properties. You can see the different clientele, the different think process that goes into the designs, and yeah, it's fun to be part of that because you need to plan a lot around how you can execute the work that needs to be happen. The things that needs to be delivered, is everything going to be on time? There's always excitement around projects and around how to deliver the product without inconveniencing guests.
Yeah, yeah. And I understand from you, Ahmad, that the Radisson collection in Cape Town, that will be one of the first in South Africa. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. Yeah, that would
Yeah,
be.
that's amazing. For us, for those of you who it's the first time that is hearing from us, the Radisson Collection is a luxury brand that we have in globally, and they are it is actually quite amazing on the fact that it will be one of the first Radisson Collection in South Africa. So for those of you who are interested in a role in South Africa and who are interested to join the engineering team, also as well. You might want to approach Ahmad for after the session, or those of you who are just interested to actually understand more about engineering, also as well. You may approach any of us in that sense. But I think first of all, you mentioned about the project itself. I think what is the difficult part? In terms of running the projects, is it more towards make sure that the guest doesn't get disturbed, or is there any nitty-gritty areas that you are always being aware of in that sense?
Yeah, definitely. A guest is the first priority, making sure that we don't inconvenience the comfort of the guest and the stay, especially if you move into the luxury brands. You don't want your guests to see the work that gets done behind the scene. It just needs to happen because that's what the expectations would be around the brands. But the same for the red. It's not that your standards change throughout any of the hotels or any of the properties. The main challenges with projects in general, if it's big refurbs, there's always delays that comes through it that you need to manage, that you need to keep the teams aware, you need to keep the guests engaged. That yes, we are changing to something exciting, but you find challenges along the way that's sometimes out of your hands with shipping delays or manufacturing delays. So you need to manage the expectation of the people and of your staff and of the hotel management team. So everybody is on the same page and that we can make sure that we don't interfere or interrupt too much with the experience overall.
Okay. I just want to move on. So, for some of our audiences over here, right, they want to know why why Radisson Hotels Group, right? Because we do have quite a lot of hotel brands that we have across the world. And I just want to ask for the both of you, what inspired you to choose Radisson Hotels Group as your company of choice, and how has it shaped your journey? Maybe Ahmad, you could share a little bit on that, please.
So for me, a big bonus with Radisson is it is an international group. It's a big group. It allows for you to meet a lot of people from all over. I've had the opportunity to do some task force in other countries and other areas and other regions. So it's always nice to have that to your disposal, to have a bigger field to reach out to see how they do things differently and how because all over you kind of have the same problems, but some people deal with it differently, and it's always nice to know that there's the opportunity to reach out and see where you can improve and where you can change to learn and do better for the property you're working at.
Yeah. Henry, what about yourself?
So actually, my dad inspired me to join Radisson Hotel Group. When he worked as an IT manager, I often joined him, being a kid. So, and the hospitality they had at the hotel inspired me to join the team when I grew up. That's when I started as a technical assistant, part-time, 10 years
Mm.
ago, I think. And I've always been interested in both learning and growing within the hotel industry and hospitality. Radisson Hotel Group has allowed me to do so as well. I've started at the bottom of the ladder and I got so much help growing to become the manager I am today. So there is a lot of opportunities to grow in general if that's what you aim for.
Mm. Fantastic, fantastic. And I think one of the audience is actually asking on the fact that some of the career requirements for, working with the engineering team. So for someone who's interested, starting as an engineering career in hospitality, Hendrik, what do you think some of the technical skills would you say are absolutely essential, and how these skills will apply to hospitality settings?
What I would say is absolutely essential acquired to this is probably communication skills. Even though we work a lot behind the curtains, interacting with guests is a part of our daily routine as well. And how we communicate with the guests could really affect their opinion as well. Also, another important skill I feel like is willingness to learn. I honestly did not know a lot about engineering when I started my career, but my willingness to learn has absolutely pulled me in the right direction within my career. Also, that you sometimes just dare to take a few chances and try on your own. Everything else could you easily learn if you are willing to, just like I did.
Well, that's amazing. I mean, if let's say, for example, if I do not have the right engineering skills, Henry, do you think I would be still qualified to join within?
Absolutely, absolutely. If you have the willingness
Amazing.
to do it, you can do it.
Excellent, excellent. Thanks a lot, Henry. I just want to go to delve deeper in that sense. I think for some of the for some of the audience, right? What else do you actually need? Of course, I think good communication skills important, willingness to learn is important. Maybe Ahmad, would you be able to share, like, for example, the top three skills you believe that is critical to your success in terms of being an engineer in hospitality?
Yeah, so I definitely agree with what Andre is saying, with all the willingness to learn, but it's always good to know at least the basics of electrical, plumbing, civils. That type of background always helps out, especially in the engineering field. But luckily, with Radisson, if you don't have all the qualifications up front, or you feel a little bit out of the water when you first start, you have Radisson Academy, which is an amazing program, which is the Radisson's online in-house training, where you can do a couple of courses. You get nominated by your GM or by your HR, and you get sent either to on-site training where you can learn different courses that you can go on, or it is an online option as well. So, like Henry said, it shouldn't be an excuse to not go and try it out. There is ways to learn it. There's definitely
Mm,
different field
okay.
platforms you can.
Understood, understood. Yeah, but what about in terms of maybe training programs or certifications? What would you recommend from your standpoint, Ahmad?
I'd definitely say project management would be one of the key ones to learn, because your day is made up of a lot of small projects. You always have to manage a team, a contractor, your own team, the management team in the hotel. So I'd say project management would be a good skill to learn. If you can manage that, you should be able to manage a lot of the daily processes that happens within the engineering department.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, got it, got it. That's interesting. That's interesting. Um, Maybe I would like to move on to Henriette. I think it's quite amazing that you are one of the female engineers that you have within the team also as well. I mean, as a female professional in a traditionally male-dominated field, would you be able to share your experiences, your insights? How has your journey been like?
Yes, of course. So when I first started as a female engineer in a male-dominated field, I did expect a lot of guests to underestimate me and my competence. But as I started, I found most guests to think it's really cool, and that females also can do male-dominated work. And they usually did root for me and gave me a lot of positive feedback, which gave me even more motivation to keep pushing limits and learn more. Um, Also, working in hospitality or any other industries has its own challenges. But as time went on, I found myself enjoying the variety of tasks and challenges that each day brought. So today, I'm proud to serve as the technical manager, having grown both personally and professionally alongside Radisson Hotel Group. I also feel like the company has provided me with endless opportunities to learn, develop, and truly thrive in a field I never expected to like this much.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Understood. And what advice, Henriette, would you give to other women considering a career in engineering within hospitality?
Honestly, daring to try is my best advice. Don't be intimidated by a technical field. And as long as you are willing to learn, you will. Women sometimes feel hesitant about entering traditional male-dominated fields like engineering, but your skills and perspectives are just as valuable. Trust
Mm,
your expertise and don't let any preconceived notions about gender in the workplace hold you back. The industry is shifting towards more inclusivity, and your presence can be part of that change as well. I really hope that more women joins me as a engineer within hospitality.
Got it, got it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, both Henry and Amal. I think we'll just move on to the Q&A sessions over here. I think there's quite a few questions that our audience are pretty excited to actually understand. But there's one question for Ahmad. I'd like to ask, how does your GM, or rather the general manager, play in a role in your hotel with the engineering department? How is he involved and how does he actually groom and develop your team?
Yeah, so I've got two GMs, and both of them are very supportive in what I do. They both allow me to do what I need to do. They trust me fully with what I need to achieve on a lot of the projects coming up. They get you involved with the planning of it, but definitely the allowance for that I get from them to just share my knowledge and do what I need to do on a daily basis. That is a big positive for me, that I'm lucky enough to have two GMs that support you. I mean, it's always nice to know that there's trust from them, and I think without trust, it becomes difficult to get stuff done. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, excellent, excellent. Yeah, and I agree with you in the fact that having the relationship, a good relationship with the general managers and the engineering team is actually important, especially the fact that currently you are going to refurbishments. I believe some of the owners as well as the general managers, they are pretty nervous on some of the financial budgets that is being spent also as well. So I think that is a key to actually communicate with everyone. What do you think? Do you think so?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, we engineering is not a revenue generating department. We normally the spenders of the hotel, so it's always good to have the backing of the GM and the belief of the GM that they're spending their money in the right ways, and looking after the owner's product. Because at the end of the day, we need to win over their confidence in the team as well, in Radisson managing their properties as well, because it's an important part of the whole process, is the whole building the assets, the involvement of how we look after it, and that's a big part of the
Yep, yep, I agree. Yeah,
yeah.
that's great. That's great. Thanks for sharing. And I think, Henry, I just wanted to ask from yourself because I earlier on you did share um you go through the ranks. You started off working as a part-timer within the hotel itself. I think there's one question from the audience in terms of what advice would you give to someone who's just starting their career?
Um, I would probably say that once you start your career and if you want to do more, just show yourself and try to be more out there and actually yeah, just show yourself and try to um I don't know, it's a kind of hard question because I think it doesn't always have to be that you have to do
Mm,
something, but you show yourself is it's my best advice, I think,
mm,
and try to do your best in every task you do.
mm.
Communicate with colleagues and guests, be friendly, be nice, and yeah, just to show yourself if you want to
Mm.
go higher up on the ladder as well.
Yeah. And a follow-up question on that, Henry, if I may ask, like, how important is it to actually have internships and apprenticeships while we are pursuing an engineering degree? I think this is one of the questions from the audience.
um could you repeat the question, Mark?
Oh, yes, sure. How important is it to gain practical hands-on experience through internships and apprenticeships, right? How important is it to actually go for internship and apprenticeships while pursuing an engineering degree? Because I think some of the folks they wanted to get a hold in engineering, and is it very important to actually go for internship or apprenticeship?
I don't think it's that important because it all depends on how you do at work. As I said before as well, it's what's absolutely essential. It doesn't really matter because as long as you have the communication skills and your willingness to learn, I think that's the most important. And what you do at work, if you want to do something with your career as well inside Radisson Hotel Group, I don't think it does matter that much actually.
Okay, got it, got it. I think Ahmad, you mentioned that you're working on some projects right now at the moment. And then there is one question from the audience to understand how important is collaboration and teamwork in engineering, and how can someone develop strong teamwork, in the early days of their career.
Yeah, definitely collaboration with in terms of projects, you're gonna have a lot of that from the contractor side to working with the team in-house to working with your guests. So it is key, especially if you do big projects. I think it is a good it's going to be a good learning curve. If you're not used to it, you'll get on the right track very quickly in working with the different types of departments and the different contractors. But yeah, I know it is key to be able to collaborate with different areas, especially also in the hotel, not even on projects, just you have a lot of different departments from F&D to finance to the kitchen team that you need to on a daily basis go in. You have to check up on them. You have to fill their needs. The kitchen needs something serviced. The housekeeping needs something fixed in a room. So collaboration is a big part of your daily routine, if I can put it that way.
Okay, got it, got it. Thank you so much. Well, I think that's all the time that we have. Thank you very much, Ahmad and Henriette, for really attending today's session. And I think thank you to everyone who has an interest to understand the life and a career in engineering. So for more information, please visit our career website at Radisson Careers, and you may be able to find your dream job really soon. See you around. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.